Hey guys, since I am not able to be here today, I decided to go ahead and make a little recording to walk you guys through this homeroom lesson so you wouldn't miss it. So we are getting ready to talk about iReady and the plan that we have for showing growth by the end of the school year. Basically, in other words, the question, how can we show our best growth on our spring iReady? So the requirements that we have as teachers, as a school district, and using iReady. In the fall, in August, you guys know you took the fall iReady, which established a baseline score for you in the 6th grade. And then based on that score, iReady and the Clover School District set goals for you that you should meet by the end of the year to show a grade year's worth of growth. Then in winter, we kind of did a checkup. We took the winter iReady in December to kind of see where you were with meeting those goals, and to reset your paths to make sure that your paths were on the right pathway to kind of help you work on strengths and weaknesses. Overall, our team had 103% growth, which is awesome. 57 of our students grew, 32 did not. The 32 that did not is where we really need to work on. 46, that's over half the team already met their goals. Almost half, or a little over half, met their goals. But that does not mean we are done with iReady. We are required to take iReady in the spring, and it will be in early April. So we have about a month until we will be taking another round of iReady diagnostic testing. Our challenges are, how do we get the students who have already met their goals to stay there or continue to grow? And then the second challenge is, how do we make sure those students who did not meet their goals in December, or especially ones that went down from fall to winter, that happened as well, how can we get those people to meet their goals? Now, the goals are not outrageous. We're not asking you to grow 30, 40, 50 points. We are just asking you to show that you have learned this year, that you are working on your math and reading skills. So here's kind of what we're thinking about. Today, we are brainstorming some ideas for how to celebrate growth, and we're going to set some goals. See if I can move my head over. There we go. In March, we will implement these strategies that you come up with. In early April, we will do our iReady spring testing. And then after the test, we will celebrate our growth. So that is our plan for the next couple of months. So we've got to come up with a plan for reaching these goals, or keeping these goals, maintaining these goals. So what should we be doing between now and the test to help you meet your goal? So strategies that we know of as teachers, iReady has the pathway. Weekly iReady pathway work is based on your December score. So it is on your level, and it is designed to help strengthen your weak areas. So we can continue to work in that. But what else? What are some other strategies that you can think of that will help you either maintain or meet that goal? That is something that we need you to help us think of. You're going to have a chance in just a moment to share those ideas with me using a QR code. The other thing we need help figuring out is, how are we going to celebrate our growth? What is going to motivate every single one of you, every student, to work hard to meet that goal? Some ideas that we have done in the past, we've had individual growth celebrations or incentives. So we just reward the individual students that meet their goals. We could have a class growth celebration, meaning the entire class of students, like Mrs. Cobble's first period ELA, Mrs. DeCure's third period math, would have to meet their goals or show their growth in that particular group, and it would be a celebration per group. what are some other ideas? We need to know some things that would motivate you to meet your goal and continue to work hard, because this time of year is typically spring fever and people want to get lazy and they don't want to do their work, but we need you to continue working hard. So that's another thing we need help with. So think about some ways that you would like to see growth celebrated. Now, some pros and cons. The individual route, if we go the individual route and we give each person a reward for meeting their math goal, their ELA goal, the concerns with that is if you're already way up high, and we have some students that are way up high, it is very challenging to maintain or grow a score, especially if your score is like the 8th or 9th grade level. There's not really room for you to go up much. So based on 1 or 2 questions on the test, it can kind of mess with you. So that is a concern. If we do individual goals, then some of our kids that already have super high goals may not really have the opportunity to meet those goals well. So that's something that we are trying to figure out. We've always tried to figure that out. It's hard. If we do a class celebration, it will be based on the group's growth. So if you have some classmates who are lazy and who don't care, then the unmotivated students are going to affect the entire group's success. So those are some challenges that we have in trying to figure out, how do we celebrate growth fairly? So on this, let me move my head, on this QR code, I want you to scan that QR code to give us some ideas on a plan to help us reach our goals and celebrate growth. We need your feedback. Ms. Shakira and I need your feedback. So if you will scan that QR code, it will take you to a Google slide or Google form, and just has a few questions. If you'll answer those for us, and we will look at those answers and then come up with, what the majority decides, we will come up with some way to celebrate. I am going to pause now. And now I'm huge, boo. Just kidding. While you are working, the sub is going to come around and give you a form. You might have to help with names, but is going to give you a form that I will have labeled with your name, your reading fall score, your goal, your winter score, and then the spring score is empty. This spring score will be filled in at the end. And then underneath, there's one for math on one side, one for reading on the other. And then there are just some ways for you to kind of document how you are doing with your iReady lessons. Instead of just trucking through the lessons and not really paying attention, we want you to start doing some reflecting. What date did you do a lesson? What was the lesson title? What score did you get? Did you pass? If no, why do you think you didn't pass? And what is one thing that you've learned? So in addition to our iReady lessons when we work in our paths, we want you to take this green paper out each time you complete a lesson and fill that in for us. And start reflecting a little bit on what you're actually doing. It's not just about getting the minutes in. It's not just about passing the lessons. It's about your learning. So the sub will bring these around. Put your name, well, your name will already be on it because I'll put that on there. And then you're going to keep this in your team folder, somewhere safe in your team folder where you can pull it out each time you work in iReady, either in math or language arts, and start documenting your progress. After you fill out the survey and you get that taken care of and put it safely in your team folder, you can use the rest of your time in homeroom to read, or you can work on the sentence structure pathways. But remember, you are staying focused on your own work and not bothering anybody else. Thanks.